What is the longest time a human can live without a heart? Today we will be talking about the man who lived without a heart for 555 days. But before we continue with this video, please subscribe. Man with no heart for over a year. A team of medical experts has successfully transplanted the world's first artificial heart pump into a man from New Jersey, USA. And what was most amazing is that the new technology allowed the patient to walk, talk, and even eat dinner after just 1 week of surgery. The operation took place at the University of Pennsylvania, where the patient was implanted with a pneumatic artificial heart pump, a mechanical device designed to assist the heart in pumping blood around the body. Before the surgery, the man's heart had stopped beating for more than a month, and he had been kept alive on a heart and lung machine. He received the artificial heart pump as a last resort because there was no other donor heart available for a transplant. The procedure itself was long and complicated and lasted for 9 hours. During the operation, the patient's blood was drained and replaced with a cold solution to stop his body from getting too warm. The old heart was then removed, and the new artificial heart was attached to the patient's blood vessels. Once it was turned on, the pump started circulating blood throughout the body, restoring movement to the limbs and color to his face. Amazingly, within a few days of the procedure, the patient was already talking and walking, and by the end of the first week, he was eating dinner with his wife. This kind of artificial heart has never been used before in humans, and its success raises the possibility that people could live with machines instead of their own organs one day. However, it should be noted that this kind of technology is still in its early stages of development and not widely available to patients yet. This case of the man who received an artificial heart pump provides hope for those with severe heart conditions that they may one day be able to lead normal lives thanks to medical science. It also shows how far medical technology has come in recent years, and the potential benefits of continuing to push the boundaries of what is possible. We wish him all the best in his recovery and look forward to seeing what other breakthroughs await us in the field of medicine. The incredible story of a man who survived for 555 days without a heart. Craig Lewis, a resident of Lawrenceville, New Jersey, became famous worldwide in 2011 when he became the first person in history to receive an artificial heart pump and survive for more than a year. But how did he do it, and why did he need such an operation in the first place? In 2009, Craig was diagnosed with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, a rare disease that causes scarring and hardening of the lungs, leading to difficulty breathing. Despite numerous treatments, his condition continued to deteriorate until finally doctors recommended a double lung transplant as his only chance of survival. After joining the transplant waiting list, Craig received a call saying that a suitable pair of lungs had been found. But during surgery, it was discovered that his heart was severely enlarged and damaged due to years of struggling with breathing problems. Even if they could remove his failing lungs and replace them with healthy ones, Craig would not survive without a new heart. Doctors were forced to close up the patient's chest and inform his family that there was nothing more they could do. But Craig's wife, Tracy, refused to give up on her husband. She went to the media and told his story, which caught the attention of doctors at the University of Pennsylvania who had been working on a revolutionary new technology, an artificial heart pump that could potentially save lives. They contacted Tracy and asked if she would be willing to let her husband become the first person ever to receive the experimental treatment. After much deliberation, Tracy agreed. On May 13, 2011, surgeons at the university implanted a temporary artificial heart pump into Craig. Unlike traditional transplants, which involve replacing an organ with one from a deceased donor, Craig's old heart remained in place while the new pump worked to keep him alive. The artificial heart consisted of 2 parts, a drive unit worn outside the body and a control unit inserted into the chest cavity. The pump was connected to Craig's aorta and pulmonary artery, allowing it to circulate blood throughout his body. Amazingly, just days after the procedure, Craig was able to sit up in bed, talk, and even walk short distances with assistance. The doctors were thrilled with these results and decided to keep the artificial heart in Craig's chest permanently, turning off his life support system and letting the new pump take over completely. For the next 555 days, Craig lived with the artificial heart pump, undergoing regular checkups and adjusting to his new way of life. During that time, he traveled across the United States, visited Niagara Falls, and even attended his son's graduation from high school. However, as time went on, Craig began to experience complications from his immunosuppressant drugs, which made him vulnerable to infections. On December 2012, he developed a fever and was admitted to the hospital, where he passed away shortly thereafter due to multiple organ failure brought on by his weakened immune system. Though Craig's life was tragically cut short, his legacy lives on through the many people whose lives were touched by his courage and determination. His wife Tracy continues to raise awareness about pulmonary fibrosis and organ donation in hopes that other families will not have to go through the same pain and suffering that they endured. In addition to Craig's story, there are several other cases of individuals who have survived without a heart for extended periods of time. In 2004, a 2-year-old girl from Texas named Sage Smith spent 87 days without a heart after being stricken with viral cardiomyopathy, a disease that weakens the heart muscle. Like Craig, Sage was placed on a heart and lung machine during surgery and given medication to keep her alive until a donor heart could be found. However, she remained on the machine for longer than anyone thought possible, eventually being discharged from the hospital with a new heart. Similarly, in 2017, a 57-year-old man from Arizona named Clint Hallam survived for 457 days without a heart after suffering from an undiagnosed congenital defect that caused his aortic valve to become too narrow. During surgery to replace the valve, it was discovered that Clint also needed a new heart, and he was placed on a heart and lung machine while doctors searched for a donor. Incredibly, he remained alive for nearly a year and a half before receiving his new heart. These stories demonstrate the incredible resilience of the human body and the dedication of medical professionals who refuse to give up on their patients. Through advances in technology and a better understanding of the heart, we may one day be able to help those suffering from life-threatening conditions like Craig, Sage, and Clint. A doctor speaks out. Dr. Christian Latner, a cardiologist at the University of Pennsylvania and the lead surgeon on Craig's case, recently spoke about the groundbreaking procedure and what it means for the future of medicine. According to Dr. Latham, the artificial heart pump is still considered an experimental device, but it has the potential to save countless lives in the future. He explained that unlike traditional transplants, recipients of the artificial heart do not have to wait until a suitable donor organ becomes available. Instead, the device can be implanted temporarily, giving patients more time to find a matching donor or even allowing them to receive a manufactured heart made specifically for them. Dr. Latner also discussed the challenges that come with using this technology, including the risk of infection and the need for patients to take immunosuppressant drugs for the rest of their lives. However, he believes that the benefits outweigh the risks and that the artificial heart could be a game changer for those with end-stage heart failure. As research and development continue, we may see this type of technology become more widely available, offering hope to millions who are currently facing a bleak prognosis. In conclusion, the story of the man who lived without a heart for 555 days is truly remarkable. Craig Lewis's bravery and determination to live each day to the fullest, along with the dedication of the medical professionals who cared for him, gave him an extra year and a half with his loved ones. While the artificial heart pump is still considered an experimental device, the future looks bright for those suffering from heart failure. With continued research and development, we may one day live in a world where no one has to say goodbye to their loved ones too soon. Thank you for watching. Please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe.